CSGO segment from Hugo, Byron of Byronford. Byronfordshire, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was something, all right. We got complexity, we got NaVi, and we got everyone's favorite guy in Natus Sapphics in the server.
I thought you were going to say Messi.
Listen to this music. Keep this. We like this. No? All right. Appreciate you. Here are the flashes out into A for NaVi. And it will be Blame F to open the round up onto Electronic, no less. So him already removed. Very, very passive setup here from Cole in terms of actually fighting for the bomb site control. And so that should facilitate a bomb plant here for NaVi. Only problem is it's over here on the back of Simple, and he's wrapping around Ivy side. Boomich is going to beat Config. Flamey's still holding onto Ivy, gets the better of Poison. And so NaVi find themselves in the man advantage. They might have lost Electronic early on, but this passive hold, this decision to give up the bomb site is coming back to hurt the Cole side. As now that bomb is down and they're in a 2-on-4. There's also this crossfire down here in Ivy. Oh, to be fair, Flamey's missed the timing. Rush has been allowed to get past, and now Blame F moving in from Old Bomb. They still need a lot of kills, and they need them very, very quickly. And the problem is NaVi just don't have to give them over, and so they won't. It's the pistol round locked in for this NaVi T side. And that all began on the back of a 4-on-5.
Pizza's ready, Harry.
Nice, man. Well,
Nice.
we'll get Hugo to go grab it.
Ah, yes, Hugo. I remember that guy.
That short dude, right?
Yeah. You ever seen the movie Paul?
Yeah, I have actually.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what one would you say he looks like the most?
Paul.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just like a little movie about like a little alien.
Little movie about little alien.
Oh, hey, Hugo.
Hi.
Sleepy Hugo Byron. I'm just kidding. Show Hugo some love by unfollowing him on Twitter today.
You're implying people are followed in the first place, Trace, and that's a mistake that you're going to make.
Let's get him to 10K and then right back down to wherever he's at. That's like a...
13.
Wow.
It's only Simple left, though. This was meant to be an anti-force for NaVi. They were meant to be feeling good. And they've been shut down at every single turn. Simple tagged by the scout, and now his chances of doing anything get even lower. Cole, they respond right away. Similarly to how Nuke began.
1-2-1. Classico scoreline.
1-2. Mic check, mic check.
Sadly,
Yes,
Harry,
on.
yours is on, yes.
Yours does work. We can confirm.
It's working fine then.
Yeah, man. Sounds great.
Harry's talking in Morse code now.
Yeah, it sounds real good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see, right? We've derailed everything here, and Perfecto gets derailed down in the pop dog.
Where did Config come from? He's already doing significantly better than his first half in the last map of Nuke. Gonna get some grenades, his friends this round, though. He plays in the bottom of Pop, gets the bomb, starts to stack them up, too. And that's gonna be Boomich and Flamey that go down. Pop firmly in his hands now, and it's just Electronic and Simple, AK on Simple. So you're saying there's a chance.
Not with no bomb.
You do need that.
Yeah, it certainly helps. Simple as a flash. Now, what will he use it for? How do you get down past Config, who's already holding aggro as well? Terrifying. It's all a bait. Poison's here as well, hoping they push on the reload. They do not. NaVi clearing upper B, making sure no one's aggressed for Cole. And they have no need to, right? Bomb under their hand, so just relaxing. They both push at the same time, upper and lower. Actually out in the B site, but again, like this is, unless you're setting up for a save, this isn't really going to do a whole lot. You might be able to find Poison, NATO rather, but it's still the round for Cole, and that's all they really ever wanted. Electronic can grab the scout, not much of an upgrade. And Cole have pretty much won the round at this point. NaVi just getting away with guns.
A double elimination playoff bracket. I mean, it just sounds good on the ear test, right? Just sounds exactly like what the doctor ordered. No disrespect.
Great round for Config as well, right? Like, as you said, Trace, you know, showing up better than he did on Nuke. 0-14 at halftime.
Yeah, it's almost uncharacteristic.
Yeah, exactly. NATO being given the Zeus. It's being thrown around. Maybe we'll see it get some use. Who knows? Solo inner for NATO. This will be good to, like, compare NATO on that B-bomb site as to the other day. See if much has changed. Obviously, different opponents certainly helps. Rush eats a nade. Backing out of Ivy. And pushing in is Config with that deep Molotov covering everything. Can smoke it off if he wants, but right now just holding on for a fight. Simple might give it to him. Surely the scout doesn't win here. And no, it doesn't. Config with the opening kill. And NaVi really relying on one man and one man only. It's Electronic. He's a good guy to rely on, but a hero AK in this round and nothing else.
Well, NaVi have their ambitions set towards the center site, doesn't it seem? Need NATO Sapphics and Poison there to try to thwart that. They're going to have almost everything they need. To scout from the back of the yard. For a round with not much to show on NaVi's side. Here they go. Full force. Full send down the lower ramp. Boomich playing on the ladder. He's not the only one here. They're going to try to swing it in succession. And it's Electronic with that one AK that's done the work. But this will net a bomb plan over here for NaVi.
That right-click flash from NATO actually fully blinded like 3 players, and it made NaVi split up going into the B-bomb site. Some of them pushing, some of them not. And that, like, slow down, that split up allows Cole to win all the fights pretty easily with limited trading. NaVi get a bomb plant, nothing more. But that will facilitate some guns in this one. They could even get the AWP. Perfecto could throw it right over. So don't see a reason not to in the early T-side train. Especially when Poison has one now on the other side.
You okay, Harry?
Yeah, man. What makes you ask that?
Just wondering, man. You got a bit of a tear in your eye. I'm not really sure why.
It just makes me emotional when I see guys like NATO Sapphics slotted into a squad like Complexity and being able to do the dirty to a team like NaVi.
And that upsets you.
Yeah, but like in a good way.
So like
Tears
tears,
of happiness.
yeah, of happiness and joy. Relief even, tears of release.
Release the tears.
Certainly not any tears for fears right now, because I think Complexity, they're in control at this point in time. And that's the thing, you know, it's no secret. Everybody does want to rule the world, right? But
Okay.
there's this room where they can't find you, and that's where Poison is right now.
Oh, come to your life. Harry Russell.
NaVi show a bit of presence towards A, but really they lose T-Con. They will try and regain it. Rather, more so, Complexity leave it with that deep smoke down. They don't need to worry. NaVi set up outside of B. Pressure on the pop. If they can get Config killed, that would be nice to stop a fast rotation up the ladder. Just push him to the back instead. NaVi going to crunch on inner. NATO here alone, calling for help. No times for grenades. The smoke's already down. He's got a gun out, waiting for Perfecto to push. He will. Missed shot for NATO. Perfecto with a kill. And now NaVi running the board over on B.
Yeah, that's not going to be good enough for Complexity. They want to hold on to this site, but they just get swarmed. NATO overran. First one to go out in this round. And now Simple's going to make sure that a couple more Complexity players go down as well. AWP train there towards the back of the bomb trains. Complexity already calling the save. They're going to net themselves an M4 and an AK. Well, I say an M4. Blame F. Kind of sticking around, going to cause some trouble.
He has let them all go by, and, well...
Got 2.
Yeah, nice attempt to hold on to it, right? Sadly, You know, if there was ever a round to like feel like there could have been a ninja defuse, that could have been one. But with them leaving the site so slow and it's so far away, there was no way of him getting on the bomb fast enough. So just tries to take players down with him. I will say, I'm very much reminded of Complexity's train yesterday versus ENCE, right? And because we have a very limited sample size of this team minus Obo with NATO in it, that's kind of the thing that we have to look at, is like that series from the other day. And this B site was a huge problem for Cole. And I bet NaVi, you know, they will have done their research. They will have taken a look at that game. And already there's some kind of signature signs of that happening once again.
And if you're Complexity, though, you take that in the opposite way. You say, okay, what do we need to work on? Perhaps it's outside. And then you start to loosen up and become a little bit weaker on the inside. And speaking of weak on the inside, it's not going to be Cole. They've got 2 inner.
Ooh, Rush flashed and they don't turn and check him. Electronic just commits to the full fight out towards E-Box. Simple has his back as well and does deal with Rush, so Blame now in a bit of a dire strait. You can see that Complexity very aware of that B problem, as you say. They had 2 over in the inner site this round, and that might hamstring them a little bit here in terms of how well they're able to hold on to this A site. Electronic down here in Ivy. Well, there's this smoke being lined up by Simple. It's going to get thrown on over to help block off the connector. And Cole have abandoned the A site. So that's a free bomb site. That's a free bomb plant for NaVi. And honestly, once that happens, it might just have to be a save.
Oh, man. Molotov right into the smoke. Hurts every time you hear it.
It's the noise as well, right? Like, you just, like, nothing feels more like, oh.
Deflating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that whole round, like, when I say it has to be a save, that's not something that, like, Complexity is surprised by. Like, oh, guys, what the hell? Like, what's happened here? You know, like, they knew that this was likely to happen. You know, they gamble stack B on the back of A going quiet. And it's one of those rounds where you say, look, if they try and overcomplicate it and they go B, they run into 3 of us, and maybe we win that. And if they go A, then yeah, we do just save. So this was, like, part of the plan from the offset, really.
Offset!
And so now NaVi on to 3 rounds, of course.
You asked for it, kind of.
Yeah, kind of asked for it, like, you know, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but not really, like, so to say. Tie ball game at 3-3, and that's actually what we're paying attention to.
Tied ultimate frisbee game at 3-3.
Oh. Almost as fun as swimming.
Yeah, pretty competitive.
You would say that to Michael Phelps, though, Hugo.
I didn't say it sarcastically, Drake.
Uh-huh. Well, swimmers of the world, channel all of your unsatisfied opinions towards this one man.
Harry Russell.
His name is Harry Russell. Isn't that right, Harry?
Yes, that is my name.
Glad we got that out the way.
Thank you so much, Harry Russell.
Look at Poison. Look at this, right? You need someone confident to step up. You need, like, a hero in a round like this. And really, you've got 3 fighters to choose from. Blade, NATO, Poison.
I don't think we've unlocked NATO yet. Don't have his photo.
Ooh, Config tried to go aggressive on the back of that Molotov. And now the Molotov fights back against him. And, oh, through the wall,
all
tags
right.
Electronic. On the run round, even a bit of damage onto Perfecto, and that's going to keep NaVi out of main. Now, they're already falling back into one of these B plays. And this was the problem last time around for Cole. It's like they had main control, then they give it up because it gets contested just a tiny bit. And then that reinforces this idea of keeping 4 players on A. Well, NATO, he might be in for another bad B experience here, as he just looks away from upper. Even getting 1 would be enough, but Simple there to deal with him on the entry. The B site falls. And yeah, I don't know, man. This kind of setup needs like to be addressed by Complexity, who are very, very good at this on-the-fly problem solving. And you don't want to fall into the hands of NaVi's conditioning for these B plays, but
especially if you start to let NaVi creep back in. That's what happens when you leave the door open, I suppose.
yeah, it's just like, you know, it feels like if you're getting that main control, you need to have someone kind of at least connected just for a bit of a faster rotate,
Yeah,
maybe,
like a scout
right?
watching upper, you know, have this, the sniper. Obviously, Poison's on Ivy a hell of a lot, and that's a great position for your AWP, but yeah, this isn't like your most typical game. You can see how Natus like trying to switch things up, right? Trying to play in different positions, quite the off angle going above the site, but Simple is so fast. Fecto even gets out alive, you know, tagged down so low. Got to get him to 0 nowadays.
Yeah, for Complexity, it's one of those rounds that you really want to grab going forward. And obviously, with a huge investment in it. Might be a Monka S in store, but more of like a wide Peppo happy. Peepo, even. You guys wouldn't understand that, though.
Poison, Peepo's aside, Poison's on a pistol. Okay, there we go. He's gone back to spawn for the AWP. He forgot it. It's not the first time. He's solo inner as well, right? So here's the adjustment, Harry. Here's the change that you've been talking about. They put the AWP alone on inner. Obviously, still a hard thing to do with the AWP when you get split. NaVi have been good at timing the lower and upper plays at the same point. Are they ready for the AWP, though? Perfecto going back in, Simple crossing. Oh, his team already made it past, and so he thought it was clear, but Poison just posted up late. So if anything, forgetting the AWP is perfect, and that's pretty damn good as well. Config up the ladder, delivering a double.
Yeah, full control right there. Good call by Config to push up the ladder, take Pop Dog. He just wants to skate away, but obviously not at the same time. It's a very confusing situation Config found himself in, but he does get away. Now just Flamey and Perfecto with 40 seconds left on the clock. They are trapped. No one's getting out. No one's coming in, Harry. Lock the doors.
Yeah, they're bolted shut. Config. They're looking for him, and they actually will run him down, but it's still this 2v4. And with Main already in the control of Cole, aggression from Poison at ramp dropping the bomb, this round should be locked in for Complexity. Now, I think that Poison deserves a bit of recognition here, right? Taking it upon himself to swap out with NATO. Going to be interesting to figure out at some point whether or not that was a call made by Blame or if that's something Poison like volunteered to do as his solution to the problem. Because the AWP gets put on inner alone. It finds the opening kill. While that's happening, NATO and the rest of the gang, I think it's NATO and Blame F, secure main. And so then Config comes up the pop and just waits. Like, doesn't aggress, just holds this position right here. And suddenly, I think for Complexity, this whole round felt a lot less suffocating. Thanks to that opening kill, thanks to kind of directing that attention into the B site, giving everyone else more room, especially with that main control. Because you know that no one else for NaVi is kind of lurking into A once you've established that. They also had a guy holding Ivy.
Four nades.
That's a really nice bit of on-the-fly problem solving. And now I think they hope that they've sent a message to NaVi, like, yeah, we figured it out, right? Yeah, we've dealt with our B play, because they put NATO back there, and they switch up the positioning of this AWP on Poison, which, as we see from any good AWPer, is very, very important, right? You don't want to just keep having them run back the same thing.
Yeah.
Get predictable.
And you don't want to give Simple the idea that he can just like scope up in T-Con and fight the A site for free and not have any worry. Like, he's not losing to M4s. It's going to have to be Poison to shut him down more often than not. And so, yeah, it's like a precedent set. It's like a mind game now in this matchup. Cole went 5A early to throw 4 HE grenades into T-Con, but NaVi were late. That would have been one hell of a beating if anyone went in there. Smoke in main. Cole been so good at taking this control. We just see more and more teams retaking it now, thanks to that kind of utility. I like the spot for Blame in main. Your feet can be seen by anyone keeping their eyes trained. So he backs out after a bit. As the smoke fades, NaVi hold on to this position from spawn. Simple lining up a utility. Molly for a top to trains. Flashing them out, Blame trying to fight back in. Out Ivy they go, into Rush, he's got one. Traded immediately, Electronic comes out from Ivy and Blame's caught on the E-box repositioning config, looking at main, and that's when Perfecto drops. What a perfect round for NaVi. Obviously, everything aligns there, but the timings of all those pushes are great. The spacing on Ivy, and it's left Poison alone. He's not going to be able to get anything done. And Electronic, he's late enough out Ivy. The Rush considers it's clear after he's killed the first. He's like, oh, I've not been traded. And yeah, they're coming out A. And no. From all sides at once, NaVi 5 on this T side. And the money of Cole starting to drip dry. Ooh.
Looking like a fast A play here for the NaVi side, trying to keep complexity guessing in terms of the pace. Config with his Deagle, only good for one. And Simple, not quite finding Poison the second time around, but Flamey will do him that justice. Leaving it on NATO, not NaVi.
Yeah.
Nato.
Yeah. You see, it's not that
Everyone's
easy.
favorite guy. Well, for Nato and Blamph, they're just going to try and take this upper control. Blamph the Bamf.
You cool?
Yeah, man, I feel just great. NaVi are on to 6, like 100%. You know, that ain't changing anytime soon.
Really?
Right? But question now becomes, is like, can you get out of the round with anything better than an MP9? And honestly, it's not looking likely. Even with NaVi putting a few players on the hunt. And I like that from the NaVi side, right? They switch it all up. They just accelerate the pace into A. Now, Perfecto does die to the bomb. Maybe they find the AK, but they don't quite get there in time.
Oh, double AWP. Will that be thrown over to NATO? Rush taking it? I wonder if he will keep it. Apparently so. It's a new one. Often see config even taking second AWPs. I imagine NATO would be wielding some at some point in this series. It's more position-based though. Rush keeping it on Ivy as NATO solos B. It's fast out A again for NaVi and good trading. Simple taking blame after one. And he's got the head of Poison as well, who came in on the bomb train. 3-on-2. Gap in the smoke for Rush, but it's beginning to fade to his right side. Simple waits. Scope up. Rush hears it. Jumping off the ladder. No scoped in the face.
What?
Nothing better than that.
Simple. You filthy bugger. And now the molly onto NATO. He's going to have to get out of there, and Simple, he wants the kill. Look at him. He's thinking, how can I embarrass him? How could I wreck this man? And the answer, well, it might just be this simple little head-to-head here. Battle of patience. Who takes it? We got NATO weighing in at, Hugo, how much, if you had to guess?
I don't know.
Do it in pounds as well, that measurement that we don't use.
I'm bad with weights. I have no idea.
I don't know pounds either, so 12 pounds. Weighing in at 12 pounds, it's NATO Sapphics up against the heavyweight of Simple.
Well nourished,
on the other side. And yes, he's looking a little light as NATO, but that's what we've come to expect. And he longs him out in the ring, does stay alive. NaVi onto 7 as Simple lights up the board.
Great round for Simple.
Look at this. He's like, yeah, I could scope, but I got to give Rush a chance, right? Oh, hi, NaVi fans. Good to see you. You guys must be happy with the result of this one.
It's not over yet, Harry.
Well, Hugo, that's what you, a mere mortal, might think. But let me tell you, And when you've got Simple in the server doing this, you've got Electronic, Flamey, Perfecto all stepping up, and Boomich just sat there having to just say words and watch as his tools of death execute this plan, this grand strategy. And he loves it. He's having a great time.
Another bad buy for Cole, but it's all they can muster. No one in her. Not for long. Config will rotate with the Deagle. Nothing to assist him on this B hold. The con smoke is down. NaVi are running it. Poison's on a rotate, but he will be late. Perfecto's got a clear sight to allow for that plant. Boomich coming in first. Already tagged by the scout. Config spotted, and he's already getting tagged from behind. Perfecto does take him down. Boomich dead, though. Maybe he didn't need to commit to that on low health. It's not a worry for NaVi, though, on an anti-eco in some form. Collar, again, looking for exits at best. Ooh.
Ah, there's a Harry Russell molly.
Oh, no, mine would land at them, don't worry. It would just do 18 and 12, and that's how you do it, man.
That's the way. Show us the way, Harry.
Oh, let me show you the way. As now, just this save for complexity. That's all they've really got in the tank. I don't know, man. I don't think Train is a great call map, I'll be honest. Like, they still have yet to convince me on it. And, you know, as we kind of expected with Obo stepping down, I think that this was always going to be a challenge, especially because, you know, you've got NATO having to anchor down that B site solo. And I still think there's a lot for him to learn there, but also maybe a bit in terms of the kind of procedures you go through on the build up to a B play. Because it does feel like, in his defense, like whenever these B plays have happened, he'll have to fight upper and lower, normally die, and then it's a 4-on-5 and you're already looking down the barrel of a save. But this is also a very good looking NaVi, even though someone has stabbed Flamey in the back. Who wants to take responsibility for that then?
Nice. 39 HP, an ideal starting point.
Oh.
And Flamey dies to a grenade.
Oh, we know the culprit. It's Simple with the assist. Got to get his stats in to somewhere or another.
We need an official comment on that.
Not the best start for NaVi, especially with Perfecto getting picked up out of main by Blade. Simple through the smoke. Got to take risks in a 3-on-5 like this. Config might assume it's clear. Why wouldn't he? Simple with a shot. That is perfect for NaVi, as now they can try and fight back into this A site. Rotation back for Inner for Poison. He's got the shot. Simple gone. Vengeance is sweet. Cole back up 4-on-2.
Yeah, Simple having to risk it to get the biscuit. Well, that biscuit has come without gravy. A little extra dry even. This trade's going awry out here on the outside side. Boomich with a nice little turn there on the rush. Made this one very much possible.
Boomich,
well, he's got a kit. He's got armor. He doesn't have head armor, Harry.
Boomich had 1 kill coming into this round. And now he's going to have to pull off a 1v3. And if he can, like, that's kind of nuts. It just shows that, like, Boomich, yeah, his scoreline ain't pretty, but, you know, it's not through lack of effort. It's just because everyone else is kind of beating him to it, and he's just going on in. Doing what he's got to do, making the decisions. But now 20 seconds, he's got to make a decision of his own. There's no one left to delegate this bomb plant to. And he's not read that NATO is wrapping in through old bomb. Now on that plant, NATO doesn't spot him. Boomich gets it planted. Now looking to get it done.
Oh boy.
They've both missed each other. This has turned into a very weird round. NATO Safix on the other side, having an equally quiet performance. Doesn't want to be the guy to give over the 1v3 to Boomich, and so he's not. Swings wide. And that really was tense down to the very last moment, right? Like, no one knew where each other was. It was a bit chaotic. NATO, I think, kind of pieced that one together on the back of seeing no one cross Pop, no one cross Brown. He knew that, you know, he had to either be still left side trade or had crossed into connector and caught the timing. So it became a lot easier for NATO to piece that one together and figure out where Boomich was than the other way around.
Very important round though, right? Like Cole needed that to stay in this map here. This is a good T-side from NaVi as we come to expect. Poison back on the AWP. It was saved by NATO. Got Simple to battle up against. Flash for Rush going deep on Ivy. There's a Molotov down. Rush don't care. And maybe he should. Simple's ready for it.
Yeah. Blames Flash. Gives the assist to Simple. Not really how those were designed, but here it is nonetheless. Man advantage NaVi. And NaVi look good today. I look good today. No? All right, fine.
Is it a song?
No, you guys just...
Oh, dude, I'm
you guys
sorry.
would never get it. It's too deep for you. Flamey drops a grenade right into Pop, right at the feet of Config, but little damage, 89 even, as he stands tall, very bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, scary spot. We know Config has already had an inclination to climb up the ladder at times.
Yeah, look at how aware they're having to be.
Ooh. Yeah, get out of there. He knows that Molly only leaves him in one spot. And now they can pre-fire him. They've already found the pick into B, though. 2 advantages for NaVi as they commit. NATO dead in upper. And Electronic out Ivy. He's been spotted, but Poison posting up on the other side. Electronic going to give it up as he knows he could get repeaked at any moment. Yeah, planted, and this round's won. Or is it?
Important for Poison hold that, too. Denies the idea of a player getting into CT spawn. If they were going to retake it, odds are that's exactly where they'd be coming from, but that's just not the case. In complexity, we'll look at the last round of the half, down 9-5.
You know it's a pretty rough game when you manage to get 2 kills in a 3-on-5 as the bomb goes down and find yourself 3v3, and you just go, yeah, well, because they could be so deep and because they're looking so good, they probably are so deep, we're not even going to bother giving this one a go, right? And yeah, you know, you're playing the long game. There's still an investment here for Cole, but it sets a bit of like a worrying tone that you're playing for all the money and not believing in yourselves in that 3-on-3, although, you know, now that they at least get to bring everything to the table. Yeah, you know, maybe I'm looking into that too far. It's just the safer decision, I guess, of the two.
Yeah, you have, you know, you're just gambling on you being able to win the next rifle round with everything, right? You didn't have everything in this round. But yeah, it's a really good T-side from NaVi. It's what we come to expect. And they're up a map as well, so that just makes things all the more dangerous in this upper bracket. Looking to long it out. Poison on the A side with the AWP. We've got Triple B pushing inner. This is a good call for Cole. I like the idea. They're not overcommitting. Flamey looking to check this one out, but he's got nades in his hand. Conflict trying to chase him down. Could get shot from the back, and he does. Electronic with a spray, and NATO gets another and backs out alive. That's a good trade for Cole, but they've lost ground on the A side.
Yeah, Perfecto and Boomich are both already out and moving into this site. Rush needs to win that, and he will. So they deal with both the A players, leaving it on one man. Simple. 54 points of health. A 1v4 with 2 of the players low on the other side. But even for Simple, this is a pretty mammoth task indeed.
He's giant, though.
Over here, close. On top of the train. Low on HP, so this Deagle is the right choice for Simple. Will he spot him? He's considered it. Ooh, Rush is creeping in over his head, and Simple, no idea. They've gone by each other. They've bypassed one another. This is weird now. And Rush is there to lock it in. As Complexity, they take 6 to round out that first half of play. Still behind the NaVi squad. But can they long it out to take us to 3? We're going to have to find out in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
You throw that love letter on your bed, I wrote that. I need you and I'm not afraid to show that. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. My world falls down when you pick me up. I came up from a small town, no one hit me up. Now they wanna be my friend. Everybody play pretend. But now pulling up in a Bentley. There really ain't shit you can tell me. What? I just wish somebody would help me. This lifestyle is not healthy. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. She's a goth girl. Welcome to my goth world. Fell in love with the diamonds and pearls. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. Saks Fifth with the new Saint Laurent. Party too lit, get kicked out. All alone, that's the only way to live now. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. I'ma get you anything that you want. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Yeah, I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to wait.
NaVi look comfortable, and I don't just mean that because they have beanbags in the office. I'm talking about in the server. They look really good today, and so do you. Thank you for joining us at the ESL Pro League Season 12. We know you need to take a break from cat jamming to just kind of jump into the second half of play right here. It's netted us a 9-6 scoreline NaVi's way, and complexity on a deficit, not just in this map, not just in the last half, but overall in the series. Albeit in the upper bracket, so they will stay alive even if they do drop this series here today.
Boomich hears the feet, he's calling for B. There's already pre-rotations. Perfecto seeing everything come out through this ramp position. NaVi looking to play retake. They've yet to get a kill though. Dishing down some damage to the way of config, but Complexity try and get aggressive. NaVi wait for it.
Yeah, unicorn round, anyone?
I don't know. Maybe, right? It would be weird if we get it now in the pistol, though. So I don't. We got to hold our breath on that one, as that silence still not broken yet. There we go. Finally, Simple's like, what have you clowns been doing this whole time? Just get some kills and all blame fooling as well. Simple opens the round up with a double, but it's very close. I don't know. I don't.
Got it.
Oh,
Not
it's
even close.
Everyone knew it, Harry.
It's all
Come
good.
on.
It's all under control, man. In Perfecto, we trust. And 10 on the board now for NaVi.
Of course, it's the guy who's the furthest away
Yeah.
who has the kill. Like, oh,
Run!
oh, and they do.
Well, NaVi, get the pistol round. And for Complexity, they get a plan out of it. So
I love that it just takes Simple to just run in there. Like, everyone else is like hiding and like playing this like really slow retake. And Simple just sprints down the lane. 2 kills. Oh, and then everyone's like, let's go, runs into the site. And they get the pistol locked in.
Pull the eye in the sky, going back up into heaven as well with the rifle. It's a bit of a messy buy for Cole. They're going to B-rush again. Perfecto sees it. What can he do to stop it? The jump for Rush and the trade on Config. Scout does get a shot off, but no connection. Simple chasing them down. Config is aggressive. Great position, but back to the Glock. Now swapping out. Simple overwhelms. And NATO's been pushed out as well by the utility. NaVi 3-on-3. Retake is looking good right now. Smoke on the bomb as well. Simple creeping up. And NATO is gone. It's just Blame late to the site. 3-on-1. NaVi tapped the bomb. Picking up the kit on Flamey. Flame's got to go. He doesn't know it's a fake. And NaVi just get the defuse in after the fact. 11-6. I will say I wasn't a massive fan of the Force anyway, right? Like, maybe having confidence in your B hit is good, but there wasn't an AK in that round. It was SMGs and a Scout. So really left Complexity lacking a lot. And they will rebuy. This time it's a little better, right? They get 3 AKs at bare minimum. And, you know, that's something. Or 2 AKs, rather, and a Galil. But yeah, really fighting tooth and nail to keep this series going. Keep in mind, lower bracket match against Astralis, the loser of this game. Not an easy run. But Cole, they've done it before.
It's just a lower bracket matchup against Astralis.
Simple as that. Not often to see Astralis in the lower bracket.
But when you do, they're usually not happy about it.
Oh, out through main, through the org spray from Simple, but into Electronic, and it's the bomb. The most important thing in the game, running in first. Drop now, in the open, at Electronic's feet. He's in with another, as he just absolutely obliterates Cole on this push. Even more damage done from the rest of NaVi.
Wow.
And that is swept aside without even breaking sweat for the NaVi side. Complexity, they can't break ground on A, and now it's their money that's broken here over on the T side.
Yeah, and you think about, you know, domination. We're used to seeing it in a can, Hugo, but in this case, domination in the hands of NaVi.
Yeah. It probably tastes like loser tears, Trace. If I had to say so myself, if I had to guess. 12-6, and more Deegs out for Cole, right? NaVi really keen to take those A-site fights, pushing close, being a nuisance. Boomich doing the same again, back in pop, poison gone. Rush, it's heating up in main. He's going to have to give it away.
Just seen that Jason Lake got kicked from the fan cams.
Oh.
What was he getting up to?
You act rowdy in the stands, you get removed from the event, Mr. Lake. Come on, man.
Only Deagles and armor. And config removed. That's a nice flash from Simple. That's the thing you gotta love about Simple. Like, not only will he just drop 30 like it's casual, but he'll even set you up to get some kills along the way. What a hero.
Can also be a bit of a villain. Depends which side you're on. For Cole, he's in their nightmares. And he's rotated inner as well with the right read. Him and Perfecto on B site. Smoke down ramp, Simple goes up. Perfecto covering, sort of. It's a bit messy. Simple does die to rush down lower as he takes some shots from upper. And that's the bomb plant. That's a great situation for Cole, right? That's everything they needed out of the round. Obviously, you're hoping for some damage as well. 1 kill is fine. And the money is going to be kicking in that follow-up. Up against 13, though. Quite the mountain to climb for Complexity.
Now, I don't want to promise anything ahead of time. But, Harry, you remember when you kind of had that wish earlier on in the game about who to interview after the game?
Yeah.
I've put in the work order. I put in the request. Okay. And there's a chance that if NaVi win, we're going to talk to Boomich afterwards. Maybe. We don't know for sure.
That would make my night.
And it's just getting started, Harry.
It is, right? We got that big heroic game after this one, and you don't want to miss that.
As now, in BIG.
Yes.
Notorious.
Yes. Poison donning the AWP, but he's going to have pretty stiff competition in Simple on the other side. And Simple looking like he wants to take a fight. Oh dear, how on earth does Boomich get away with one there? I don't understand. Simple, no scopes are in. There's one. Can he get any more? There's another man, Nato down beneath him. Simple, he's lost him in the smoke. Nato's got him past, and Simple has no idea. Problem is, as he wraps towards Ivy, because no one's been, oh, and he's changed his mind, he's gone back in through the sandwich. Nato don't want to make a meal out of this one. He's looking to get that bread as he creeps on forward, looking into the pop dog, but Flamey there to cement it with 3, and NaVi up to 14.
Yeah, this one's going by pretty fast. Harry, you know, sometimes if you're looking at the game, you got to just kind of accept it for what it is. And at this rate, everyone's getting force-fed. The NaVi special.
Yeah, bullets.
Yes.
They go down a tree. NATO with simultaneously the best and worst flash of all time, right? He fully whites Boomich close E-box. He also whites his team. Boomich does get traded. And NaVi keep things clean. Orb going upper for Simple. He's going to take a fast peek, but mollied off, stands in it, as he often does, but nothing giving him anything. And Perfecto waiting on ramp with a Molotov as well. He's spotted one, drops it off. And obviously they don't know there's 5 players here, but with A being completely quiet and with the signature, the classic, smokes down, no one out. And NaVi have already realized that. They're ready for the B play.
Oh, Perfecto gonna get the better of config. Simple. Up on the rafters as well, ready, and there's the collateral. Simple, slaying them. Perfecto there to help out, and Blame all alone, 1v5 to try and deny 15 to NaVi. Does deal with the first, but surely this is where his journey comes to an end. The nade does good damage, and Boomich is there to put 15 on the board for NaVi.
Not really in the plans here for Complexity. 15-6, didn't really have control here on Train. And now with just that one round, all NaVi needs. Ugh. Feeling a little bit of vertigo, and it's not even in the series.
And not one NaVi like to bring in at all. I think it'd be kind of cool to see them on that map one day. Maybe they're saving it for a pocket pick. Right now, it's a push for Electronic. Through the Molotov, this guy is so confident, so ready. The nade comes in late, and Poison does find that kill. Boomich, he's going to have a go as well.
Ooh, Boomich, there's one more, but Poison's keeping this in a 3-on-3 for now. And Simple's like, look, man, this guy with his scout thinks he can go toe-to-toe with me, of all people. So he has dropped himself down. Takes the Deagle instead, trying to put himself on Poison's level. Now they smoke Simple off. They keep the attention on Maiden. But while this is happening, Flamey's pushed Ivy. He's going to spot these players trying to rotate back. And now that info is gained for NaVi. Flamey is careful not to give this kill away. And he spots the bomb rotating away from this side of the map, but Blame has opened up B. Flamey and Simple left in a 2 versus 3 retake at this B site, but the bomb is yet to go down, and Simple is going to beat it there. That's the Deagle onto Blame. Poison will trade it, but Flamey's been teed up for a 1v2. Not an easy round by any stretch of the imagination, but they will look to try and get out of the site. He spots one of these players, and with the smoke down, locking off his vision at ramp, does suspect that someone is there looking for one of these kills. NATO moves back into the site. Flamey, nade out, could get caught throwing it, and he spots NATO in with the kill, now down to a 1v1. Poison in the site, holds on, and keeps the dream alive for Cole. 7 on the board. But it comes down to the wire.
Worth noting, who was clutching that? I just got that completely wrong. Flamey. Yeah, saw Poison on the site, sorry. NATO went back upper. NATO comes back down after throwing the flash. And even when Flamey sees NATO, he then thinks that the last player was the dude upper, right? So that reposition from NATO was lovely. Even though it gets him killed, it gives misinformation away to Flamey. I don't know why I thought it was Boomich. He's always in my mind.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's because he's always on your mind.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Flamey is going to have a lot to think about. There's a lot of time left on the clock, and he's already out of the round.
That's the bomb. Boomich has gone up the ladder. He's got control. If he hangs around, he could put a real spanner in the works. The nade stalls NATO out. He should be able to get it back. Back down the ladder, Boomich goes, and Simple posts up on inner. This is quite the weird round now for Complexity, and they need to figure it out.
It's like Rush stuck his shoulder out there. Ah, well, maybe I just won't. I'm just going to head out here, guys. And I get that. All 3 remaining members of Complexity. This is the round they need to secure in order to stay in this series.
And then just 7 rounds after that, right?
7 more.
And then 4 more rounds.
A couple more after that, and a few more here and there, and eventually you might get to that 3rd map. Maybe.
Harvey don't want to make that so, though.
Simple even looking to go aggressive. does catch Rush, and now it's all left onto Poison. They spot him in main. They know where the bomb is. They've lost the upper B control for Poison. This is maybe just delaying the inevitable, and it doesn't get delayed long. NaVi, they take this series